News over My Media Prime TV. We're broadcasting live from Fengudron Bange, Koto in Douala, Cameroon. We begin with this sad one. A woman and her daughter-in-law have died from what is suspected to be food poisoning in Bamenda, headquarters of the northwest region of Cameroon. The incident, which occurred on Saturday night, the 15th of April 2023, also left her husband and child hospitalized. Julian Dambi recounts.
The inhabitants of Bamenda, especially those of Maithrinquen, are yet to wrap their heads around the death of a woman and her daughter-in-law, with two others in critical condition after consuming homemade food. According to information gathered, the deceased had prepared plantain and garden egg on April 14 night, which the family consumed and left the rest in their kitchen. Reports further revealed that the food was heated on Saturday, April 15, 2023, and consumed by same family members, but strangely, they had stomach upsets from the meal. The four family members would be rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately, the mother of the house and her daughter-in-law will be pronounced dead, leaving the husband and another child in critical condition. It is alleged that the food must have been poisoned by someone, as the family had consumed the meal on Friday and were fine. This isn't the first time incidents like this have been reported in Cameroon. Recall in July 2020, two kids lost their lives after eating leftover potatoes in Kosala Tukumba, chief town of Meme Division. The mother of the children recounted the previous day the children consumed the meal. They were in good condition. Also very recently, a family of 5 died from what is believed to be food poisoning in the West region. Oseni, a 40-year-old man, and his 5 children, aged 6 months to 7 years old, were found dead in their home in the Kopa Meke locality of the Nun Division in the early hours of March 4, 2023. With so many other cases recorded, individuals have been called upon to be extra cautious of their surroundings and maintain healthy habits around food.
The national statistics state that at least 3.90% of young people are currently unemployed. This number increases yearly with thousands of students graduating. My Media Prime TV's Emmanuel C. looks at how young people in Boya get themselves self-employed with skill accusation. Her report.
On the lips of every school child is a profession they aspire to be when they grow up. But this profession changes as they get old to face the realities on the ground. Every year, thousands of university students graduate. They get into the streets hunting for jobs. But there are not enough jobs for everyone. At the end, they get unemployed. The unemployment rate is rising every day and something needs to be done.
Teaching young people how to do manicure pedicure is my little way of giving back to my society what I know. And it's a way of empowering young girls to help themselves and contribute to their own society. It's not easy and life is never going to be easy. So when you find yourself in a crossroad where things are really tough, know that things will get better someday.
These young job seekers end up learning a skill to get themselves employed away from what they studied in school.
I studied Christian English from the University of Nolinga. The nature of our country, I've searched for a job, no avail, and I like to be self-employed. That's why this is the best job I can think of. I want to learn to do manicure and pedicure so that I can be self-employed and help myself and my family.
Experts say many people are unemployed because they are just from school and lack enough experience. Others think the country's economic growth is slow. The big question is, how much experience do one need to get employed? The answer should be learn a skill.
The Minister of Transport, Jean-Ernest Massenangale-Bibehe, has offered food items to the Muslim community in Edea. The gesture, in its second edition, is an initiative of the Mentandu Association to assist the Muslim faithfuls through the month of Ramadan. Joy Ngong has details.
As was the case last year, the Muslim community in the Sanaga Maritime Division has received food support a few days before the end of the month of Ramadan, a tradition respected on April 16 in Edea, an initiative of the Minister of Transport, Jean-Ernest Massenangale-Bibehe, founder and chair of the Mentandu Association. He was accompanied by his spouse, Lydienne Mulobingale-Bibehe, who doubles as the executive president of the association. The initiative, according to the minister, is an illustration of living together promoted by His Excellency Paul Biya. Bags of rice, flour, beans, noodles, onions, the Muslim beneficiaries seize the opportunity to pray for peace in Cameroon.
Chaque fois qu'il est sollicité, il nous apporte toujours et toujours son soutien.
Each time we ask for help, he is always willing to help us. This is an occasion for us to say thank you to the Mentandu Foundation for the second time, and most especially, the foundation always chooses the last 10 days of the month of Ramadan. We continue to say thank you to the foundation.
Nous continuons à dire merci, merci à la fondation.
With a smile on their faces, the Muslim faithfuls and happy recipients will use these foodstuffs to break their fast and better prepare for the feast which is fast approaching.
So education classes have effectively resumed for the third and last term of the 2022-2023 academic year nationwide. On day one of school resumption, Monday, April 17, Quinta Fon and Flo Kamga visited some schools in the West region and put together the following report.
After a 2-week Easter break, pupils and students were back on the streets of Cameroon's West region, just like other parts of the country, on their way to various campuses for the third term. At Government School Banjul, students fill the campus as early as 7 a.m. to begin race for the most decisive term. Here, students have promised to put in their best.
Les 2 premiers trimestres ont été très difficiles.
The first 2 terms were very difficult because we were not informed. This term, we have to move forward with our teachers there to accompany us. We will make it in our examination. At exactly 7 a.m. at Government School Banjul, the flag was raised up and the national anthem sung, an indication that students are set to right their ranks. Moving from one classroom to another, the level of concentration speaks for itself. At Government Primary School Banjul, the environment was quite serene, with pupils paying keen attention to their teacher. For the next 7 weeks, pupils and students across the country are expected to put in their best for good results.
And to this feature story, unlike before when onions was very expensive on the market, the prices of the 2 types have reduced in recent times. Staff Lady Catherine Ekongwe spoke with some vendors and consumers at the Bonamusadi Market Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city, and compiled the next report. Take a listen.
The rainy season is once again here, and it is a period where some vegetables flood market stands and homes. One of them is onion, these ranging from as cheap as 25 francs for an onion to 20 onions for 1,000 francs. Hence, everyone can have an onion in their market bag. For now, it is a season for onion, so I can say what we are doing now is maintenance. We sell not to gain too much, because when onion is cheap, you sell and don't see money. Now is Ramadan. so onion is cheap. But I am sure after Ramadan, the prices will increase.
Ça dépend du jour, ça dépend du mois. Il y a les mois que c'est un peu passable, il y a les mois que c'est...
It depends on the days and months. There are months when the prices increase and other months it reduces, so it varies. For the meantime in the market, there is onion as compared to last year. So every year things change. On his part, this other vendor says there are no fixed prices for onion, as there are periods when the prices increase and other times it reduces. The prices are still there. You know, in these things, there are no fixed prices. There are periods when the price increases and other times it reduces. All this is because the cultivators of onions have their own time for cultivation. So that is what causes the problem. Like now, the price of a bag of onion is 50,000 francs. How do I manage to sell and make gains? So there is no fixed price in this thing. As for now, the prices have started increasing again. However, these consumers say there is a great change given that there is much onions in the markets. Before, onions used to be very expensive. We used to buy a bag of onions for about 80,000 francs, but today, onion has become very cheap until they can sell 3 to 4 onions at 100 francs. So the prices have really reduced.
The price of onions are really reduced because at first, onions were dear, but now they are selling quality onions. I can say that the biggest one, 4 for 100, really which means that there's a difference. It means that there's the multiplication of onions now. There's onions everywhere in the market, so you can see everywhere. You can see there's onions. Really, because at first people was crying there was no onion, and they were selling those small things. But now like this, there's enough onions. There are onions.
Despite how affordable onion alongside other vegetables have become in the markets, most Cameroonians on the streets of Douala continue to decry the expensive nature of other basic commodities which have experienced an increase in price since 2022.
On to something else, April 18th is commemorated as the International Day for Sites and Monuments. In the following report, Ewane projects some important monuments in Cameroon and their historic values. Take a view.
The International Day for Monuments and Sites was established in 1983 during UNESCO's 22nd General Conference with aim to encourage local communities and individuals across the globe to consider the importance of cultural heritage to their lives and communities and to promote awareness of its diversity and the efforts required to protect and conserve our rich heritage. Monuments are architectural works or structures of archaeological nature which are of outstanding universal and historic value. Like other countries, Cameroon has a rich record of monuments, each representing a unique historic event or cultural heritage. Amongst many is the Reunification Monument located in Yaoundé Central Region, which was erected in the early 1970s to immortalize the reunification of the then French and British Cameroon, which took place in 1961. There is also La Nouvelle Liberté Monument, found at Rond-Point d'Eido in Douala Littoral Region, and represents the hustle of the city, given it is the economic hope of the country. It is equally one of the ancient monuments found in the country. In the South region, the Mother of Humanity monument is standing tall since its erection. It is a gift to Africa by the United States and is surrounded by 55 cultural houses representing all 55 African countries. The Mother of Humanity monument is also believed to be the tallest monument in Africa and the third in the world. There is also the gigantic I Love My Country monument, located few meters away from the post central in the capital city of Cameroon. It is a two semicircle arch with one above the other and on both sides of either of them are the words "I love my country Cameroon" and "J'aime mon pays le Cameroun." This monument, like others, has been a rich touristic site ever since it was erected. Last but not the least is the Cinquantenaire Monument, which represents the 50th anniversary of the reunification of East and West Cameroon. The monument is located at the foot of Mount Cameroon in the town of Boya, in the southwest region of Cameroon. It was unveiled in 2014 by President Paul Biya, who believes the monument cements the peaceful coexistence existing amongst Cameroonians. The monument comprises a concrete 10-metal cylinder of varying height representing the 10 regions of Cameroon. Aside these, there are many other monuments across the country's 10 regions, each representing a historic event or cultural heritage.
Ewane reporting there. Let's now talk sports. Cameroon's Football Federation has partnered with telecommunications company Camtel to promote corporate veteran football in the country. Magdala Eyongbison reports.
FECAFOOT President Samuel Etofius and Camtel's General Manager Madame Judith Epos-Achidi have signed a one-year partnership deal with an option for further renewal. The deal sealed on Monday, April 17, 2023 at the head office of the Cameroon Telecommunications in Yaoundé is to promote corporate veteran football. This partnership confirms a fruitful discussion between both parties, whose base was created on January 6, 2023, and now paves way for the inaugural edition of the Corporate and Veteran Football Championship to be sponsored by Camtel. The Blue Corporate Championship, as it is called, will see 18 teams representing major Cameroonian companies from the Center, South, Littoral, Southwest, Adamawa and North regions to compete. Camtel has now confirmed its involvement in Cameroonian sports after being involved in the Chantabia Cycling Tour, the National Volleyball Championship, golf and athletics as one of the main sponsors of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, and now ready to provide a financial package plus electronic communication products and services to support the Blue Corporate Championship. The tournament will begin at the regional levels before a national final.
In more sports news, as part of her social responsibility, the leading brewery brand in Cameroon, Le Boisson du Cameroun, through the premium quality Lager Beaufort, has organized the 2023 Kribi Beaufort Golf Tournament. The event, which aims at promoting the sport of golf as a way of life amongst Cameroonians, saw winners leaving with trophies and cash prizes